Right, I've been away for a little break, had a week off or so, back to work and my normal job as well. So I've come into the van this morning now to give it a clean out, probably start on this floor and that, but came in, disaster time. So fit this window, I've obviously fit the back windows, which I'll show you as well. It went alright, not too bad, I didn't think it was too bad, but obviously we've had a lot of rain recently. So I come in, all the shavings are on the floor still because I've not cleaned them up, and rust, that's the first thing I noticed. So I'm thinking, damn, where's that water come from? Right, so the panel itself, there's no water up there, nothing there, that's nice and dry. It's actually been raining this morning as well. Looks dry there as well. But where I did find water was just in here, which you probably can't see. It's obviously water tracks down, doesn't it? So it's at the bottom, which it's gonna be. But when I looked at it now, I'm thinking, where's that come from? So I worked my way along here, and I don't know if you can see, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my young one when she comes downstairs, fire a nose pipe on this. But I'm almost sure that seal there with the window is where it's come from, but we will see. Because when I pushed it before, you could just see water. Can't actually see it at the moment, but for water to be there, you know, like on this window, then surely the water has come from there, unless it's run all the way around the seam, tracked over that, and then arrived there, which I'm finding slightly unlikely, but we'll see. I'll get a nose pipe on that. So that was that problem, so I thought, damn, better check the rest. Now, if you remember, which one did we do first? We think the van was the other way around. We did the passenger side. So we did that one first, and then we did that one. So I thought, right, I'll check these. This one's dry. Good on there, there's no water. And it has rained a good bit while I've been away. So this one now, we'll check this one, and lo and behold, there is water in there. So, I don't know if it's a case of take the window off, order a new window, because I can't imagine it's going to come off in one piece, and get that refit and redone, because obviously there's a leak somewhere. Or do I Google it and find out if I can seal somewhere around the top? So in my mind, if I put sealant around there, all the way around, and stop maybe there, this one all the way around and stop maybe there, then any water will hit the back of the van, drive down, hit the sealant and drive off. Or do I take it off completely? But what I'll do, I'll Google it, see what the best course of action is for that one. Might have to buy a new one and smash it out, but we'll see. Obviously I'm going to clean up this crap now, so I've been waiting for this DoDO mat to come and this liner as well. And I'm probably going to just dry that bit of water off there, stick some over there to sort this leak out, so it doesn't like get on the floor and mess the floor up, and probably crack on with the floor this weekend, hopefully. A little bit downhearted about this now because I thought it had gone well. Obviously either the window's failed or my fitting of the window has failed, but we'll have a look at that. I'll get some water on that and see. But this one here, it's definitely my failure. So that was that the first one? Yeah, passenger side. So that was the first one. So that's obviously my doing. Yeah, my problem. So smashed it out, probably. Smash it out, cut it out. I'm not sure yet. Or reseal it. Let's see how that goes. But this one here pissed me off. Right, so we're going to probably clear this floor now, and I'm going to crack on with floor. So after that little setback, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hoover the floor because obviously there's loads of crap on it, and I want to stick this DoDO liner into these recesses. Not the liner, sorry, I want to stick the DoDO mat into the recesses. And then I'm going to look at the liner. So I bought the liner, I thought maybe that would pack out the recesses a little bit before I put the insulation down, because I was sort of concerned about these voids that were going to go under the 25mm. But I've looked, everybody seems to like not really bother with it, they just go straight over the top, but I wanted to get it in there so that everything was properly insulated and there were no air gaps. This whole vapour barrier, moisture barrier thing, it seems what's the word I'm looking for? It's a subject that a lot of people have got their own opinion on, let's put it that way. I've obviously watched the videos that Greg does. I did watch his experiment as well, which I thought was a little bit flawed. So when I looked at the comments, somebody did mention that, you know, he should have had various ice buckets in various different stages of vapour wrap, which he said he was gonna 4 months ago and he hasn't done yet, so maybe he will pull that one up, I don't know. But it's very much like, if you follow me on YouTube, then you'll see that this old vapor barrier warm roof, cold roof, hybrid roof, it's given me lots of stick for years now. I've had loads of abuse about it, but you know, it's been proven practically, and somebody did a report as well that the system we use actually works. So whether you go down the road of having a vapor barrier or not, I guess that's your own call, really. I'm still researching it. I read a really interesting article on one of the campervan groups by somebody who seemed to be well in the know, and he was avoiding it, but I'll explain that as we go along. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get this floor hoovered, get some DoDO mat, get some DoDO mat in the grooves and then insulate it, but we'll see how it goes. So cracking on with the hoovering. Right, so here's the plan. I was thinking about, I think worried might be the wrong word. You can see there, if I put something straight, relatively straight anyway, there's obviously then recesses there, so the insulation is going to span over that. Then there'll be a void under there. Camera on camera. Then there'll be a void under there. So what I was thinking I was going to do, I was going to get some DoDO mat, stick that in there like that, and then I'm going to get this DoDO liner. Basically, so it's automotive thermoacoustic insulation, 6mm thick, easy insulation. I mean, you can read yourself, can't you? But it's moisture resistant, it's closed cell form, self-adhesive obviously, and it reduces noise levels and reduces condensation, or this is what it claims to do anyway, and it seems to be the go-to method. I mean, I will address this as well, as far as putting it on the walls at some point as well. So that's going to go on there, that'll stick there like that. That will then stick on top of that like that, and then my insulation will go over the top of there, which will then close off that void. And that's what I'm thinking, and that's exactly what I am going to do. So it's going to be quite time consuming. There's quite a lot of cuts, quite a lot of infilling to do, but I think once it's down, then I'll have a nice flat floor for my insulation to sit on, and I'm not going down the road, I don't think, of fixing battens to the floor. I think I'm just going to fit the ply on top of the insulation and have a floating floor, very much like you would in a garage conversion. So that's the plan. DoDO mat, DoDO liner, and then 25mm insulation over the top of that, and then 12mm ply on top of that. I might batten out yet, don't know. So I started to get my DoDO, what the fuck's it called now? So I started to get my DoDO mat down, and I could put this liner down, which if I just put that stick like that there, you can see the voids that I'm trying to fill. So over there, trying to fill that void. So first thing I've noticed straight away is that you should never assume anything. Measured that, 100mm, that'll go in nice in there. Looked at that, thought, oh, they've marked it out in centimetre squares. Count 10 of them. 10 of them, stick it in, it doesn't fit, it's too small. Confused. Cut it a second time, thinking I'd missed 2 off. Still doesn't fit. So what I did then, grab my tape measure, it's 85mm. So bizarrely, they've put these grids on the back of here that aren't 10mm or 1cm, which would have made perfect sense to me, and then that would have avoided a lot of measuring. You could just count squares, cut it off, stick it on, but obviously assumption is the mother of all, right. So rather than waste it, I'm going to cut it up into sections and get it down, get it in, because what I'm trying to do now is, see there, look, see now, once I put the DoDO mat on top of the, sorry, let's keep saying it, the DoDO liner on top of the DoDO mat, be practically the right level what I want. So the insulation will sit on top of that, and all the voids will be filled. When I say all of them, I've got 2 packs of each, so we'll see how we go on with that anyway. Right, so where I am with this now, obviously I've realised that the little squares in 100mm, 10mm squares. So what I'm trying to do basically is fill the voids. So let me show you this one there. So there's quite a lot of voids there, yeah. So when I put the insulation on top of that, there'll be all them voids, which I'm thinking we want to get rid of. So I've now filled them. I've put DoDO mat and DoDO liner. On this one here, this larger void, you can see it's got a dip there, then on again into another dip. So what I've actually done is DoDO mat, where is it? There it is, look, DoDO mat, DoDO liner, DoDO liner, DoDO liner. So you can see now that the voids are filled to a certain extent anyway. Oh, camera works crap. The voids are filled to a certain extent, which I've obviously eliminated them, but I'm still left with these little recesses there. So what I might do yet, and I haven't decided, I might get some kind of acoustic sealant that they use on dry lining walls, possibly, and fill that and just level it off there so that they're filled as well. So when my insulation sits on there, it will sit down onto a flat, fully filled surface. That's the plan. Right or wrong, that's the way I'm going to go forward with this. It's incredibly time consuming and slow, which I'm not used to at all. So you can see where I'm going with this, trying to eliminate all the gaps, whether I've doubled it up or trebled it up or just gone singular. In my mind, that will sort of like eliminate the vast majority of that issue anyway. Try to create like a flat level surface for my 25mm Kingspan to sit on. I had a look on YouTube last night, and there was a couple that fit a very similar window to this, got it from Van Pimps as well, and they rang them up, and the guy from Van Pimps says that more than likely you've blocked up your drain holes. So I'm going to have a look at that, but I did actually go over the top of the drain hole when I sealed it, I remember, unless the sealant's come down and blocked it somehow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and fill the groove where the window slides with water and see if any water leaks into the building, into the van. So these are the drain holes there. There's one there, and one there. I did actually think that there was water coming from that point there at some. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and fill this this gap here with water and see what happens. So that one seems to be fine. No water there. Well, like I said before, this seemed to be the culprit, this one here. That's where the water was. So we'll have a look at that one now. And that one seems to be fine. No sign of any water where I thought I did see it. I'm assuming that water now has run down the outside of the van. But we'll open the window and try the last one. Quite stiff, these windows. Maybe it's just they need working in. You can see the hole. Can you see the hole? Where's the hole? There. So I'm going to try and fill that with water. And again, no water. Bizarre. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do now is get my little one round with the hose pipe and spray the window and see what happens. Okay, so she's going to spray the window now. See if we can see where this water's actually coming from. No water yet. Spraying near the top now, Yaz. No water up there. Oh, there we go. See there. That's the culprit. That's where I thought I'd seen it yesterday. So I'm thinking that the drain holes are clear and possibly a fault with the window there. But I'll ring Van Pimps on Monday and we'll see where we're going from there. But you can almost push it and the water seeps through. So while she's here, we're going to do the back as well. Can't actually see anything. The hose pipe's on full stretch there without me turning it back round, so go to the top. Do the top above the glass. Ah, there we go. Where the hell's that coming from then? Seeping down the side somewhere there, I can see it. Okay, thank you. Right, so it's obviously tracking down from above somewhere, yeah? So what I'm going to do now is just stick a bit of kitchen roll in there. A bit in there. Until we sort of like find a wet patch, as it were. No, it's wet there, look. So, I actually think see the culprit in there maybe. Seems to be daylight coming through it, which is annoying, but I suppose it was the first one. And if, I mean, my success rate is not very good really, is it? What are we now? There's a wasp coming in, brilliant. So out of 3 windows, 2 are leaking, so it's like 66% failure rate. But I'm thinking that window over there is possibly a fault with the window, because I filled the drain holes as far as I could see and that were fine. And then it was leaking from that spot. This one here, there seems to be daylight there, so that might not actually be a complete failure. It might be an easy fix, that, but we'll have a look at that when it's dried out. So that's it. That's as far as I'm going to go with this video anyway. So we've put and I've said it 1,000 times, it's not DoDO, it's DoDO. We've put the DoDO sound deadening on the roof, we've got it on the walls. I've now put it on the floor as well, and I've also put the sound mat on the floor. I'll just, if I can just grab this white card and I'll show you what I'm trying to achieve there. So what I've tried to achieve is to fill the voids as best as I can anyway. So what I'll do now, I'll follow the route of what everybody else seems to be doing as well, and putting 25mm insulation down over the floor. So I still haven't decided if I'm going to put battens down, and method of fixing battens as well. If I just fix them down and grip fill them down, then or just any kind of sealant, whatever I'm going to use, I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking that it's going to pack it up a little bit, and then the 25 insulation will be slightly low, so screwing would be the best option, but of course then you're reintroducing the holes in the floor which you filled in the first place, which isn't ideal. So I'm not quite sure where I'm going on that one. I'm going to do a bit more research on vapour barriers and decide which way I'm going to go on there. I've watched the videos. He's a funny chap. I can't recall his name now, but he was on about how people follow the people with the most views, really, and whatever they say goes, which seems like what a lot of people tend to do. He was adamant he wasn't going to use a vapour barrier, and he gave good reasons as to why not as well. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet, but that's it. So thanks for watching. I'll try and get that window sorted. I'm a bit reluctant to fit the other window until I've got that one sorted. The back one, I'll research on that. I don't know if it's going to have to come out or if we can actually fill it with something, which will resolve that issue. But that's it. You're either here for garden rooms or you're here for camper vans, one or other. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.